Call Kadash. It's all praises to the Most High in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit in the ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostles and elders at great millstone that taught us to impart truth and rule well, and shalom and blessings to the hopeful elect. I wanted to go into one of the primary ways, one of the additional primary ways that we know that the modern day Amalekites are indeed the fucking Israelis. And how ironic is it that the primary enemy of the nation of Israel is in modern times claiming to be the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which has been revealed that they're fucking imposters. All right. But one of their characteristics when you go into it in the scriptures, the Amalekites, is that how they got down in war, they attacked the feeble, all right, women and children, as well as elderly, okay? This is from Al Jazeera. Nearly 70% of deaths in Gaza are women and children, according to the UN. Overall, 44% of the victims were children. The youngest was a day-old boy, and the oldest was a 97-year-old woman, okay? And when you go into the history of these people, that's how they got down in war, which is according to the proper rules, if you will, of war, the engagements of war, and crimes against humanity and shit. You're not supposed to fuck with civilians, okay? And the primary civilians of a nation, of a society, are your women and children and the elderly, okay? This is one of the ways that we know, and this is those fucking Israelis that are committing these war crimes, all right? Let's go into it, what it says about these, engagements of war rules. An engagement begins when the attacking force initiates combat in pursuit of its mission. Let's see. Rules of engagement. Rules of engagement are those directives that delineate the circumstances and limitations under which U.S. forces will initiate and or continue combat engagement. But this goes beyond just the U.S., okay? There are rules to war. Let's see if that comes up with anything. Rules of engagement of war are the internal rules or directives afforded military forces that define the circumstances, conditions, degree, manner in which the use of force or actions which might be constructed as provocative may be applied. Okay, let's see. No civilians. It means civilians are protected against direct attack unless for such time as they directly participate in hostilities. All right. So there's rules of engagements of war. All right. And these civilians, the most feeble of a society, are off limits. And this is one of the ways that we know who these fucking people are modern day, the Amalekites. All right, it's the fucking Israeli imposters, no doubt. It says United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk has condemned Israel's apparent indifference to the killing of civilians in Gaza after a new report from his agency showed that nearly 70% of verified deaths were of women and children. And that's what happens when you bomb on fucking daycares and schools and hospitals, all right, and towns, if you will, residential areas. Slovakia, that's more accurate. All right, you get, these are the type of those are the type of the people that you kill. All right, it has been determined that there's some, I believe the latest report was 140,000 have been wounded, and one third of that 144,000 are going to be expected to not survive, because what else have they bombed on? Fucking hospitals and medical facilities. These fucking Israelis, all right, and without proper power and ability to perform and provide aid to those wounded, they're suspected to die. Okay. And this was a report back in November 8th. On November 8th, if we go here to Al Jazeera, the latest and greatest, look, they're fucking, to this moment, they're bombing that area to hell and back. Look, 23 aid workers among 23 killed in Gaza since dawn, as hunger grips the enclave. All right, so just since the last fucking few hours, and we see these reports going crazy every few hours. When you look at these live updates, you see they keep striking that area, and who are among the most of the victims are women and children. And this is how we know, because that's how Amalek got down in the scriptures. Okay, and they have deflated, and actual estimates are deflated. This was from September. Gaza, about 4% of victims of Israel's genocide are elderly. Numerous cases of execution are well documented. All right. The Israeli occupation army's recent killing of an elderly couple in Gaza Strip and an elderly man in the West Bank constitute grave crimes against elderly Palestinians in the occupied Palestinian territory that require international investigation. During the 330-day Israeli genocide against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, 2,122 elderly men and women have been killed. Okay. So this is how they get down. And that was back, 3 months ago? 9, 10, 11. So that's straight up 3 months ago. So the totals are even greater. But this is Amalek, man. This is Deuteronomy 25. Let's see. Deuteronomy 25 and 18. We'll start at 17. It says, "Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble among thee, were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not. And who was in your hindmost was your feeble, as it just said. And your feeble is the ones that are likened to your civilians, the defenseless, the ones that are not a part of your fighting force, which were our women and children." Okay. And might as well go into this, because this is the fate of these motherfuckers, man. To be the enemies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And you could tell they just have a detestable spirit on them. that they're hated from the Most High. They're the nation. And if they're of the nation against whom the Most High has indignation forever, what to say of the worst tribe of that nation? Okay, that definitely stands. Therefore it shall be, when Yahweh thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. Okay. This is in 1 Samuel 15:2. Thus saith the of hosts, I remember which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Okay, and we just went into what he did. This is a resource from eternitynews.com. What did the Most High order? Why did the Most High order the destruction of the Amalekites, right? And you go into it. And there's plenty of resources that go into this. Okay. Slovakia. Child sacrifice was particularly practiced by the Amalekites. Okay. The Amalekites were descended from Amalek, the grandson of Esau, a man who broke covenant with the Most High by spurning his birthright. Okay. And we'll pull up some of these precepts. This is in Numbers, right? 13. We'll get the context and jump down to the point. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, send thou men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them. Okay. Jumping down to near the bottom to 30. Okay. No, Slock. Let's go 29. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. Okay. This is to show you that the Amalekites were dwelling in that land of Canaan, which we're going to go into Deuteronomy. So it's referring to, when we go here in Deuteronomy 12, this is in reference to those nations, primarily Amalek, that were dwelling in Canaan, the Amalekites, as it just said, to the south. All right. And then you also have resources that tie in the Amorites and the Amalekites. Okay. That they're synonymous. This is in Deuteronomy 12. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which Yahweh, power of thy fathers, giveth thee to possess it all the days that ye live upon the earth. And let's prove what land this is in reference to. This is primarily of that land of Canaan, which we just proved that who was dwelling? Fucking Amalek. All right. Let's see if it expounds. Let's go deep down in 11. There it is. It's Deuteronomy 11:30. Are they not on the other side of Jordan by the way where the sun goeth down, in the land of the Canaanites, which dwell in the Champaign, over against Gilgal, besides the plains of Moreh. For ye shall pass over Jordan to go in to possess the land which Yahweh your power giveth you, and ye shall possess it and dwell therein. And ye shall observe to do all the statutes and judgments which I set before you this day. Okay, and going into 12, we just read the first verse, and let's drop down. It says, it's going to 2. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and upon every green tree. Okay. The land of Canaan, right? Well, let's jump down to verse 31. It says, thou shalt not do so until Yahweh thy power, for every abomination of Yahweh which he hateth have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters have they burnt in the fire to their gods. And this is to show you how Amalek gets down, their lack of regard for children. Okay? An ancient child sacrificing nation. Okay? But the point really is here in Deuteronomy 25, all right, and 18, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Okay? So just as they did in that ancient day is exactly how we see. This is how you can also tie in these characteristics of these people to see who the fuck they are today. Okay? And to pinpoint right to those those so-called fucking Israelis. All right? How they're indiscriminately killing women and children and elderly over there in the in so-called Palestine. All right. And let's finish off with this. How Yahweh feels about these motherfuckers, man. Amalek from generation. This is the mortal enemy of the Israelites and to the Most High. Okay. It's in Exodus 17:67. It's tripping. 17 and 15. It says, and 14. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Look at that. That's what the Most High is going to do to these fucking people. And how ironic they're the people claiming to be the children of the Most High, to be the Israelites. Hence that even term, Israelis, that they've falsely occupied the Holy Land not even fucking 100 years ago. All right, they left black and came back white. And we say that black meaning, dark skinned. Okay. Jumping down to 16, for he said, because Yahweh hath sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay. But he's going to wipe the remembrance of these people. Okay. Along with their nation. What does it say? That every one of the house of Esau shall be cut off. Okay. They shall be burned. They shall be kindled. All right. More proof and guarantee that the so-called Israelis are the ancient Amalekites. All right, so with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakah Kadash, Shalom.